So it's not a surprise that National Nurses United would back Kamala. They're going to back any globalists. The nursing profession has been on board with this. It's a lot of the reason I've been speaking up too is because they're so involved in that globalist agenda. And I'm going to show you, because I came across this, I guess AI is good for some things, about all of the dangers of AI, and yet show you exactly what Global Nurses United, which is tied, National Nurses United and American Nurses Association is tied to Global Nurses United. That ties to the International Nurse Council at the UN. It's all a big umbrella, okay? Yet everything they say for why they've engaged in this it's fluff. But AI blows every argument they have out of the water. So this is how they're tied. National Nurses United, Global Nurses United aims to step up fight against austerity, privatization, attacks on public health, and work for safer, I can't see part of it because of the recording, staffing ratios and improved patient care for all. Staffing has never been worse. I mean, maybe it depends on where, healthcare's never been worse. And it's so in your face. Like where I work, the person over us who's a big executive, she's also a social worker. And she is now telling nurses, you have to take more patients than you normally do. And it's like, no, we already take 12 in a highly violent, acute facility with not enough staff. That's just it. There should be accountability for that. That somebody like that that's going to sell out to administration and go along with that, then you should be held accountable. Don't call yourselves a leader. But it's all a direct result because these unions and associations that dictate nursing standard of care have been more aligned with the UN. This is 2019, Global Nurses Transforming Health by Addressing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. They've been on board with it so long. I've done tons of video on my old channels. They're up on my YouTube channel, I think. But yeah, that all about migrating nurses. I mean, every single thing they're on board with. I mean, because globalization is communism, but on a global scale. So these American nurses that are all tied to it, and the members, they're just using their members to use them as some big advocating voice for things that are hurting healthcare. And as you can see here, at a late November briefing for members of the global press, Global Nurses United released a statement urging governments to take action against the health impact of climate change in advance of international climate negotiations at COP28, the United Nations climate. So that's who they're loyal to. So that's why nursing and healthcare is tanking, because healthcare, the executives at the top and all these executives in nursing align and are loyal to the United Nations. The United Nations I've never seen as a good organization. They're just not. But when they have all these union members, then they want to make all these demands, okay? Global Nurses United, nurse union leaders worldwide demand, they always say demand, government action on health impact of climate crisis. There isn't a climate crisis. This is all just being designed. And yet what business? She's out of her scope of practice. Like, at what point did you not when did you realize, or do you not know, that you no longer are operating as a nurse? So you shouldn't be involved in any safety or helping nurses because you've destroyed nursing in America. So as you can see here, nurses, I'm not going to read all of this, it's fluff. Nurses United amid globalization. National Nurses United has been actively engaged with globalization, recognizing its impact on the nursing profession and healthcare systems worldwide. Key aspects of their involvement. International solidarity. Yeah, it's just fluff. That's all it is. But it's this, it's all their unions, their worker unions. Workers unite worldwide. They highlight, then the second bullet point is highlighting the importance of addressing global health issues. This is just all political. They're not they're ruining nursing, they're ruining healthcare. And they don't care because it's only their political goals they're after. By engaging with globalization, National Nurses United demonstrates its commitment to global nurse solidarity, building a united front with nurses worldwide to address shared challenges and promote healthcare equity. Every country is different as far as their government, if they're under communism, their culture. So to think that you can use best practices across the board, that's the reason that these people with 25 letters after their name are not very bright. Then their next bullet point, global health advocacy. I mean, it's just all fluff. That's all it is. Now, getting to what AI says about the dangers of globalization. This kills their whole argument. Globalization, while offering numerous benefits, also poses significant risks to environment, human health, economic inequality. The following are some of the dangers of globalization. 1. Environmental degradation. The increased reliance on cheap labor and resources in developing countries can lead to environmental degradation such as pollution, climate change. And then look at the next one, worker exploitation. This is why they hate. I mean, they lost all. I lost all respect for these organizations when I saw they were fighting Trump with wanting to eradicate trafficking. They just were disgraceful. Worker exploitation. Globalization has led to the exploitation of workers in developing countries with poor working conditions, wages, and lack of labor and rights. So how are you helping to equalize or help anybody? How are you helping health at all? You're not. Inequality. Globalization has widened the gap between the rich and the poor, both within and between countries. The concentration of wealth and power among multinational corporations and wealthy elites has exacerbated income inequality. Health risks. The increased global trade and consumption of goods can lead to health risks such as spread of disease, contamination of food and water, and exposure to toxic chemicals. And then you could see the next one. Globalization led to the erosion of local cultures and traditions as multinational corporations and something standardized products and services. I can't see part of it because of the recording. Loss of local industries. Globalization can result in the decline or disappearance of local industries, leading to job losses and economic instability. Vulnerability to economic shocks. Globalization has made economies more interconnected and vulnerable to economic shocks, such as financial crisis and trade wars. So everything that their globalization plan is supposed to help and make things so better in healthcare and nursing and staffing has done the very opposite. They've gone down a dangerous path. That's what happens when you go on some globalization agenda with 17 unsustainable development goals, because you're aligning with communists. Yeah, Global Nurses Solidarity Assembly. They have nurses across the world in every country that are part of their unions. And that is what is suffocating Americans. At the 2019 Global Nurses Solidarity Assembly, RNs and allies from across the planet envision a society based on care, not profit. Oh my God, that is so disgusting to see that even written, because it's more about profit than ever before now, to where leadership is just all about profit. They see you as a slave. No, take more patients. We don't care if you get hurt. We don't care that there's no therapeutic value in it. Do it, do it, do it. They have made things worse. And that's why I go off on the higher educated, because all these people are higher educated. It's ridiculous. And then you could see further down here, it's about healthcare, social, economic, and racial justice. Racial justice has no part in healthcare, but they twist it in their papers to manipulate all of their union workers and everybody else, but it's all bullshit. And obviously I just read how it hurts healthcare, it hurts society, it hurts the social culture, it hurts economically. Yet they continue to go down that path. And sadly, you can't snap the union members out of it. They're brainwashed into the cult of these associations of nursing and National Nurses United, which is the union. The union used to be American Nurses Association, but they've elevated themselves, yes, to being the dictators of what nurses do in the profession. All of these people need to be held accountable. We cannot get nursing back to a stable, healthy care place until these organizations are dealt with. They got on board with the sick agenda.